So I want to make this video for all you guys to give you the highest level of understanding of what needs to happen in your life, and even women as well, of how things probably should go. Because this world has changed. You have to adjust. You have to understand the world we're living in now as fast as possible. Like, I could have even understood it faster than I have. But even 10 years ago, bro, there wasn't nearly the amount of knowledge there is now. And if there was, I would have found the truth a lot easier, a lot faster. And I would have been served a lot quicker and grew a lot quicker. So I'm going to explain why every man should stay single in his 20s, and at least till your late 20s would be an exception. Like, that's an exception depending on the man you've become, depending on where you're at, where you stand. Because let's be real, nothing's going to work out today, bro, being some young kid. Nothing's going to work out. There's too many things. There's too many eyeballs. There's too many options. There's an abundance of things at your fingertips. You're not going to lose anything when it's right there. So that's one thing. The other things are, when you're that young, you really don't know who you are. You don't know what you're going to do. Neither do women, neither do you. And if you think you know what you're doing when you're that young, you have something else coming, because you don't. I had ideas, I had visions, I've had ambitions. I didn't have it together in my early 20s. It takes time. It takes a long time. Even professional athletes, when they first get into the sport of, let's say, like the NHL or something, they don't have it all figured out when they're 20 or 21 years old. They have to keep growing in the sport. They have to keep developing in the sport before they make the higher millions, which, if they keep working, that's what they usually get to, the higher paid NHL players. So you don't have it all figured out. Then there's still more experience you need under your belt. There's still more work that needs to be done. There's a whole lot of shit that needs to be done. So this is why you should not date as a man in your 20s. I can't sit here and say it's the same for both, because as a woman, you're not required to have all your shit together. You're not required to have all your shit together. You should probably date in your early 20s. You should probably find Mr. Perfect in your early 20s, someone who's a bit older. That's the best bet for women today. Because the longer women wait, the harder it's going to get. That's just the way it is. I'm not sitting here being some dickhead saying this. It's the truth. It's only going to get harder the longer you wait as a woman. The less men are going to want you. And it is what it is. I'm not saying you can't find anybody, because that wouldn't be the truth, but it's going to be harder. So why make things harder for yourself when you can make things so easy for yourself when you're at your prime peak? That's what you should do. So I can't sit here and say women should stay single in their early 20s, because it's not the truth. That would be bad advice I'd be giving you to say that. Oh, go enjoy yourself, ladies. Go enjoy yourself. Go party. Go crazy. Ruin yourself. Damage yourself. Ruin your value. Sleep with as many men as you can. Find the ones you like. Find the ones you don't like. You be doing some shit like that, you can see you'll be having some blackness in your eyes. And no man of value is going to want to even look your way. He's going to detect little thoughty from a hole in the wall. He will see you from a hole in the wall. It ain't going to be hard. Women who do stuff like that, bro, they're not the same. There's something about them that leaves. It's gone. They can be right in front of you. You don't even feel like there's some special woman in front of you. But when there's actually a special woman in front of you, you can feel through it. You can tell. It's very telling. Like, bro, I dated a girl long term in the past. She had that for a long time. That's why I didn't want to lose her. That's why I dated her over and over again, trying to make it work. But she had some issues, and we ended for 3 years, and then she wants me back, and it's like, I'm standing in front of her looking at her. I don't feel that again. I don't feel that same thing I have felt. There's something about her that's just missing. It's gone. There's something that us men like, that we expect women to have, and if they don't have that, it's game over. So if you want to live your life and do some dumb stuff, go ahead, but that's not the advice I'd give you to win as a woman. But as a man, this is what we're getting back to. Staying single in your 20s, at least until your later 20s today in 2024 and going forward, is crucial. It is crucial. It's a smart move. If you're 20, 21, 22, you don't have your life together yet, you don't have your career together yet, you don't have your living situation down yet, you don't have shit going yet. For you to think you should actually date for real, it's only going to waste your time. You're going to waste so much energy investing into a woman and nothing is going to happen. So the ROI you get as a man, the return on investment, is going to be so small. And nothing's going to happen. You could have used that time, investing that time into your own self, into your own life, having the MGTOW mindset for a short amount of time, unless something spectacular comes your way and is putting effort to be by your side. And even then, it should be questionable. Because most likely, if you're not some God-given man that just came down from earth, that ain't going to happen at that age. Because you don't have it together yet. That's why it's so very unlikely that it's going to happen. So I think most men should stay single in their 20s. You can talk to some girls, I guess. You can have some experiences, I guess. But as far as actually investing and like having the mindset that you think something is going to work with some girl when you're that young, just save it. Like, bro, I had so many experiences by the time I was 21. And that's when I hit that point where it's like, okay, this is how it's going to be right now. I dated a girl long term that was a year younger than myself. After that, I dated a girl that was 2 years younger than myself when I was 20 and she was 18. She was in her first year of university. After that, when I was 21, I dated a girl who was 22. And that's when you get to the point where it's like, okay, nah. And even after that, bro, I started talking to some other girl that was 2 years younger than me again. And that ended so fast. That's when I realized, okay, I'm catching on to this stuff extremely fast. I can already tell she's not the one by the things she's saying because I've seen it 100 times. Cut her off fast, and that's when it's like, okay, I'm just done dealing with this stuff. It's all the same. It's all like this, and it's all going to be like that at that young age. It's all going to be like that. So if you're in your mid-20s, late 20s, even early 30s, and you think time is dwindling down, if you think you're running out of time, you have to give your head a shake. Time is only starting right now. Your success, your dating future is only starting right now. Right now. It's only starting right now. This is when things get interesting. It's about at 30 where men start to have the dominance and the peak over women. When you're young, they have the dominance and the peak over you, whether you like it or not. They call the shots whether you like it or not because they're such an abundance. They literally don't need you. As good as you might think you are, they don't need you. There's so many other things right there. You're still right there. They don't have to consolidate on you right then and there. But right at about 30, that dynamic shifts. Even a little before that, it actually shifts. But at 30, it's like a permanent shift, and it's like that forever. Bro, I seen a video, I think yesterday, of a psychologist talking about that. This is another licensed psychologist talking about what I just said. That at about 30, the dynamic between men and women shifts, that power dynamic shifts. The man now has the power in the upper hand and a higher value. And it's like that forever. That's how much of a small window of time women have to have their moment. So y'all better watch how you act during those times, because we don't forget. Y'all have that time of your shit don't sink, the world is yours and all this. You better be careful of that power you have. And I'll give it to you. Y'all's got a lot of power when you're that young. It's just that power dynamic. Y'all have it. Y'all capitalize on it, and you should. But you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of who you deal with. You gotta be careful of who you treat right, who you treat wrong, because you could be treating the guy that you're gonna very much want. You could treat him wrong, and he's not gonna want you. A little more time goes on, he don't want you no more. By the time I was 23, past girl I dated was 22, she wanted me back then and there, bro, because they can start to feel this energy shift already. At 23, bro, I was pretty developed because I worked day and night tirelessly. And I didn't have it all together then, but I worked so fucking hard. So hard. And they can feel it. They can feel, damn, other women's gonna want him. Oh my God. They can feel that. They want you more. And even by 23 and 22, bro, it was already too late. That's how little a time women have. Bro, when they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, it's like every little thing goes their way. They can have pretty much any guy. They know it. And they bro, that's good for them. They can use that, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful with that time as a woman. Because we don't forget. And when we have our time, it's for the rest of life. And this is for the men who put in the work. And I hope most of you guys are. But this is what we have for the rest of life. And like I said, if you're in your mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, even mid-30s or late 30s, especially in your late 20s, early 30s, your time is only starting now. The power you have is only starting now. We're not told this, bro. Teachers don't tell us this. Our parents don't tell us this. Our friends don't tell us this. Our colleagues, co-workers, nobody tells us this when we're young. We don't know it. We have to go through certain things and we have to learn. And we come to realize this is actually how it works. Like, this is actually how it works. And as well, we see other content. We see other psychologists talking. We see other things happening. It's like things just from your own experiences, from other information you get, from some books you read, from some videos you watch, from some podcasts you watch, everything starts to make sense. Everything starts to make sense. And that's the beautiful thing about growing as a man. Women don't have to focus on growing that much. Y'all just are. Y'all's gonna be wanted at a young age. It's not the case for us. Men and women live different lives. Men and women live different experiences. The things that men experience, women don't experience until later on, if they even experience it at all. And guess what, ladies? You can live a life of never experiencing the hardships that we had to experience, but you also could. If you play your cards wrong, You will have to experience that. We don't have that option. We are going to experience it hard, whether we like it or not, because we have to build ourselves. Women can just be women and get and receive. Get the best thing ever at a very young age, and they could have it made for life. They never had to experience real hardships. We have to go through those hardships to become better men. That's how it is. And this is why I'm saying men should not date in their 20s. At least, at the very least, late 20s, you could start. If there's an exception and you lived, let's say your later teen years or at your very start of your early 20s, like perfect, then you could probably do it. I have done that. So I do feel ready. I have a lot going for myself. I'm in position. So, but not everyone's in that position. So it's an exception. And if you're not in that position, I would say as a man, wait till you're 30. Wait till your 30s. Sometime when you're actually ready, you have your shit together, you have stuff going for yourself, you have some power, you have some leverage. Your value is high. You're wanted by many. You're not going to have many because you don't want many. You want the one when your value's high. And when it comes to many, not all the many are even going to be good or up to your standard. But that's where it's going to be. All women are looking for that guy that's next level. They're all looking for him. They all are. So, as a man, instead of using your 20s and living them like a complete degenerate or trying to get things going with women where it's not going to last, I don't recommend it. By 21, I got out of that. It was done. It was enough. And I was getting them easily. Wasn't hard. Still not gonna hurt today. But to get the one, for that to come to fruition, it doesn't matter how high your value is. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen at the perfect time for yourself and for her. And that's when it's going to come to fruition. There are plenty out there, but it's like the right thing is going to take place. You can't force nothing. You have to be okay with fall throughs. You have to be okay with certain things that ain't going to go the way you see it could go. You can't force things is what I'm saying. You can't force a situation. You can't do anything like that. You have to let things be. Because if it's going that way, it's literally supposed to go that way. There cannot be any force. Things should happen very naturally in life. There shouldn't be any tension. There shouldn't be any, oh my God. There just should not be any of that. Take your time. You have time. Bro, I know 18, 19, 20-year-old kids right now that go to the same gym as myself, and they're like, I'm questioning if I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. And it's like, bro, you're still a kid. And these guys ain't no slouches, but that's how the women their own age make them feel. They don't understand that they're going to be 25 one day. They don't understand that they're going to be 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 one day. There's going to be women that's probably 12 years old right now, as crazy as that sounds, that's going to be 19, 20, 21, 22, that's going to want them. That's how it goes. That is why they think the way they think right now, because the women, their own age, give them no hope. I was still getting the prettier women my age when I was that age, but then things would fall out. I know many guys right now that's about 20, 21, 22 in their college years dating pretty girls. And guess what? It fails on them. It fails on them. There's another guy right now, failed relationship. They're in another one. I guarantee you, bro, it's going to fail. I guarantee it. It's just how it goes when you're that age. That's why I'm saying you can talk to women. You can have experiences with women. Just don't put too much into it. Don't expect her to be your girl, your wife forever. Don't expect too much too soon. Like, and it's hard at that age, because if some girl's talking to you and you guys are kind of heading in that direction, it's hard to tell her no. It's hard to stop that thought from happening. But I'm just saying, bro, it's gonna fail. It's going to fail. I don't care how good you are. I've seen some of the best guys around, bro, fail. And it's not them failing. It's just the whole thing just falls apart. Women leave very easily at any time. They can change how they feel at any second, at any single day. You have to be prepared for that. And this is why you should up your value so high. So no matter what happens, it's all good. But if you're frantically trying to date the girls your age when you're very young, there's this forceful vibe about it and things are just going to fall apart. That's just the way it is. Give yourself time. Up your value. Stop dating so young. This is the current world we're in. Women aren't just running towards a man that has good genes and is kind of successful when he's young, and they're not doing it no more. They don't even care, bro. Even if you land upon the stars and you gain some success when you're 20, 21, 22, which is highly unlikely, if you do, they still don't even really care, bro, because women today that are young, most of them want to party. Most of them want to go crazy. Most of them are not traditional. Most of them want to live that life. This is another reason why you should not date or take them seriously that young, because you're going to be investing so much time and energy and emotion into these girls. It might seem like it's going somewhere, like things are going well, until it's not. Because like I said, at any day, bro, they change their mind. You can't rely or depend on them. This is why the world's so cold today. People are switching up 24/7, and you don't know who's your friend. You don't know if that's your girl. You don't know if that's your girl over there, over here. You don't know anything. But what you want to know is who the fuck you are, what you're doing. That's the most important thing. You got you for life. People come, people go, people drift, friends drift, girls drift. Fucking dog drifts circles around the corner whenever you come home. Everyone's drifting. So you have to drift as well. Drift that corner to success, my guy. Play your cards right. Don't play them like a dummy. I think I played my cards pretty damn good. Because I was having a success, bro, whenever I was young and whenever I was dating. And the girls that I dated. I was having success doing it until it didn't. Then I'd have more success doing it until it didn't. That's when I got to the point where it's like, okay, I get how things are going right now. I had success with these girls until it didn't. I don't want to keep having these false starts. So let's carry on. I'm going to get more strict with my time. I'm going to be less giving to these girls. That creates this tension where it's like, it's not like you're against them, but it's just like you're aware of them and how fake this shit can be. So there's this tension now, and this is what's happening between men and women today. People are very well aware, bro, even at younger ages, that most shit just ain't real. Most situations you get yourself in with most people just ain't real, whether it even be friends or these girls. Most people know this today. So that's the experience I had. And it's like, I don't want this to happen again. So I'm going to keep living my life. I'm not going to focus on dating. I'm not going to try to date. And if something comes about, it's going to come my way, and it's going to happen very easily and effortlessly. We're going to hang out in real life. We're going to see what's what. And if it ain't about that, it ain't about me, because I'm not overly invested into text with these girls anymore. So this is my advice on why men should not date in their early 20s, even mid-20s. There is an exception for your late 20s. That's about it. It's an exception. You better have your shit together in your late 20s if you even want to think about it. And that's it.